Drama. Drama or dramatic literature is text written by a playwright. Drama is written with the intention of being performed. The text is presented to the reader in the form of a script. The word drama is taken from the Greek word dran, which means to move or to act. It is a kind of story composed in dialogue, not to be read but to be watched because it is acted on stage. Drama is another word for a play. Dramatic structure. The structure of a play is how the plot or story of the play is being arranged, including a beginning, middle, and end. Drama may also include subplots, and subplots are smaller stories that allow the audience to follow the journey of different characters and events within the plot. Conflict is also evident in play, though it does not always take the form of a fight or argument, but rather an obstacle that must be overcome by the character. Dramatic structures can be linear, cyclical, or non-linear. Let us discuss them one by one. The first dramatic structure is linear. In linear, the events are occurring chronologically, meaning there is an arrangement being followed. In linear, there is a beginning, middle, and end. Linear has its exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Exposition introduces background, events, and characters. The rising action is a series of events that create suspense in the narrative. The climax is the part of the story where the suspense reaches its highest part. The falling action is the main conflict starts to resolve. The resolution is the conclusion of the story where questions are answered and loose ends are tied up. That is linear dramatic structure. Moving on to the next one, non-linear. Non-linear is the action of the play moving forward and back in time. This is done using flashbacks and flash forward to help make the play more exciting or to highlight points through contrast and juxtaposition. In non-linear, there is no direct causal pattern, meaning it is not chronological. So that is non-linear dramatic structure. Moving on to the last dramatic structure, the cyclical structure. Here, the play ending at the same time it began. This can be exciting for the audience as they try to work out how the character ended up in the position they see at the start of the play. So that is cyclical structure. Traditionally, play use acts and scenes to help define moments in time, and a new scene will show the audience that the action is taking place in different location. So that is dramatic structure. We will now move on to the elements of drama. But before that, did you know that Aristotle was the Greek philosopher whose writings still influence us today? He was the first to write about the essential elements of drama more than 2,000 years ago. While ideas have changed slightly over the years, in this video, we will still discuss Aristotle's list when talking about what makes the best drama. Here are the Aristotle's 6 elements of drama. The first element is the plot. This is what happens in the play. It refers to the action or the basic storyline of the play. The next one is the theme. While plot refers to the action of the play, theme refers to the meaning of the play. Theme is the main idea or lesson to be learned from the play. In some cases, the theme of a play is obvious. Other times, it is quiet, subtle. The next element is the characters. Characters are the people, sometimes animals or ideas, portrayed by the actors in the play. It is the characters who move the action or plot of the play forward. The next one is the music or the rhythm. While music is often featured in drama, in this case, Aristotle was referring to the rhythm of the actors' voices as they speak. The last element is spectacle. This refers to the visual elements of a play such as the sets, the costumes, special effects, and etc. A spectacle is everything that the audience sees as they watch the play. So that is the 6 elements of drama according to Aristotle. The plot, the theme, characters, dialogue, music or rhythm, and a spectacle. Other than the 6 elements of a good drama by Aristotle, there are some other elements of drama. We have first the literary elements. Literary elements refers to the components of a literary work, or in drama, the script. Literary elements consist of exposition, story organization, conflict, suspense, language, style, soliloquy, and monologue. Exposition is the who, when, where, and what part of the play. The story organization is the beginning, middle, and end of a play. While the conflict is the internal or external struggle between opposing forces. The suspense is a feeling of uncertainty used to build interest. The language is the diction or style of writing or the speech or phrasing. While the style is the shaping of dramatic material setting. Soliloquy is the speech by a single actor who is alone on stage. And lastly, the monologue is a long speech made by one actor of the audience. A monologue may be delivered alone or in the presence of others. So that is the literary elements of a drama, particularly the script. Moving on, we also have technical elements. Technical elements are the equipments and talent needed to execute the play. Under technical elements, we have scenery set. Scenery set is the theatrical equipment such as curtains, plats, backdrops, or platform. The next technical elements is the costumes. Clothing and accessories worn by the actors to portray character and of course, period. The next technical element is the props. Props is everything or anything movable object that appears on stage during a performance, from a telephone to a train, and etc. Still under technical elements is the lights. Lights are the placement, intensity, and color of lights. Next in line is the sound. Sound is the effect an audience must hear during performance to communicate character, context, or environment. The last one under technical elements is the makeup. The costumes, wigs, and body paint, and etc. are still under makeup. So that is technical elements. The last one is the performance elements. From the word itself, performance. In performance elements, we have acting or the use of body, face, and voice to portray the character. The next one is the character motivation. This is the reasons for a character's behavior. Next is the character analysis. It is the process of examining how the elements of drama, literary, technically, and performance are used. Empathy. This is the capacity to relate to the feelings of another. While the speaking is the mode of expression or delivery of lines. Next is the breath control. It is still under the performance element. Breath control is the proper use of the lungs and diaphragm muscle for maximum capacity and efficiency of breath for speaking. Next is the vocal expression. This is how an actor uses his or her voice to convey the character. Next is the inflection. Inflection is the change in pitch or loudness of the voice of the character. Next is the projection. This is how well the voice carries to the audience. Then, the speaking style. This is mode of expression or delivery of lines. In diction, we have here selection and pronunciation of words, clarity of speech. The next one is the gestures. Any movement of the actor's head, shoulder, arm, hand, leg, or foot to convey meaning of the drama. Now, the next one is the facial expression, of course. Facial expression is the physical and vocal aspect used by an actor to convey mood and feeling in the drama that he or she is acting in. To conclude, elements of drama are very important because without the 6 elements by Aristotle and the other elements such as the literary, technical, and performance elements, drama will not be shaped and created. Types of drama. There are 4 major types of drama: comedy, tragedy, tragicomedy, and melodrama. These types originated at different times, but each of them has its characteristics. However, all of them have their place in modern culture and should be appreciated. Comedy. Comedy is a type of drama that aims to make the audience laugh. Its tone is light and it mostly has a happy ending. The classic conception of comedy came from the ancient theater, where comedy first emerged as a form of drama. Comedy can be further divided into subcategories. For example, lampoon, farce, satire, black comedy, and etc. Each type of comedy has its audience. Interestingly, such preferences may also depend on the cultural background of people. A Midsummer Night's Dream, for example, is a classical Shakespearean comedy and a good example of farce as well. The play is driven by the pranks of Punk, a mischievous jokester who uses magic to make characters fall in love with each other for comic effect. Other examples: The Simpsons, America's Funniest Home Videos, The Importance of Being Earnest, and more. Examples of comedy in popular cultures are Key and Peele and Love Actually. Moving on. Tragedy. Tragedy is a type of drama in which the protagonist or hero is brought down by his or her flaws. Murders, deaths, insanity, and pain are among the most common ideas in tragedies. Main characters usually have weakness or defect that causes their downfall. The aim of tragedy, as stated by Aristotle, is to create a release of certain emotions from the audience, to arouse in them sensations of pity and fear, so that they will leave the theater with an understanding of the way of gods and men. Macbeth, for example, tells the story of a noble Scottish warrior whose wife convinced him to betray and murder the king. Over the course of the play, Macbeth gradually isolates himself from all of his friends and supporters, growing more and more dependent on his own and his wife's ambition. In the end, he is destroyed by the very people he once fought side by side with. Other examples are Citizen Kane, Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, Michael Collin, American History, and more. The next type is tragicomedy. Tragicomedy is a special kind of drama that combines the feature of tragedy and comedy. This means that such play may be sad, but will have a happy ending, or it may be serious with some elements of humor emerging throughout the whole play. Unlike comedy and tragedy, tragicomedy emerged a bit later in the times of the Roman Empire. Roman dramatist Plautus was the first to write a tragicomedy and to use the term tragicomedy. The Caretaker, written by Harold Pinterest, is mixed with two modes, tragedy and comedy, and is a fine modern example of tragicomedy. The comic element come out in the monologues of Mick and Davies, and even the interactions between characters sometimes approach farce. Davies' repetition, confusion, and deceit of the brothers makes the play comedy. However, the tragic element appears in the climactic monologue of Anton regarding his shock treatments at the end of the play in that place, although its ending is somewhat ambiguous. Other examples are The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov, The Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett, and more. Melodrama is the last one of the four types of drama. It is a kind of drama in which everything is hyperbolized. Usually, themes depicted in melodramas are simple and without any unpredictable plot twist. There are quite a lot of stereotypes in such dramas. However, the main point of a melodrama is not to tell a story, but to awaken feelings in the audience. Melodramas are mostly love stories with beautiful heroines, charming heroes, and scary villains. Noel Coward's heartbreaking drama, Still Life Brief Encounter, tells the story of two people who seem destined to be unhappy. Other examples: Mildred Pierce by James M. Cain, and Kitty Foyle by Christopher Morley, and a lot more. So those are the four types of drama and their examples. Again, comedy, tragedy, tragicomedy, and melodrama.